I've heard a lot of talk about motivated Conor and how Conor used to be hungry and he isn't hungry now. This is a misunderstanding of Conor McGregor's actual skill level and also the level of competition he fought then and now. So if we look at Jose Aldo, for example, Aldo is of an older generation of fighters, while Conor McGregor was of the newer generation. Now, Conor McGregor, or at least a superior newer generation fighter, is always supposed to outshine the older generation. In the vast majority of circumstances, this happens because sports evolve over time. People try out new techniques. It's simply not fair to compare the old and the new generations. And this is what happened between Conor and Aldo in their fight. So yes, Conor was supposed to win. Also, if we look at Dustin Poirier, at the time when Poirier fought Conor McGregor in their first fight, Poirier was very inexperienced, he was cutting too much weight, and mentally he simply wasn't prepared to fight Conor. He felt very intimidated by Conor. He mentioned that in an interview, actually. And notice, though, that once Poirier peaks later on, Conor McGregor loses to him. Also, if we look at Max Holloway, Holloway, similarly, was inexperienced at that time. So yes, Conor McGregor had more peaked when they fought. So if you look at both Poirier and Holloway currently, in their first fight, Poirier was able to win without too much difficulty, but later on when they had both peaked, it was a war, and Poirier could no longer finish Holloway. So Conor McGregor fought a champion who was of the older generation, and both Poirier and Holloway were young and inexperienced and hadn't reached their peak. So also you have to factor in that Conor McGregor used to be much lighter. When he was 145, he kept himself thin, and he was able to move. Notice, for example, his fight with Chad Mendes. He was kicking to the body a lot, but if you notice when he moved up to 155, he's more flat-footed, he's prodding. He's not moving the same. It's not about motivation, it's about the lesser competition he initially went up against, and the fact that at his current weight he just can't move the same. And this, I believe, his gaining more weight exposed a lack of cardio. So basically what I'm saying here is, this is really not about motivation. Conor McGregor isn't unmotivated, it's just that now he's facing his peers rather than an older generation of fighter, inexperienced fighters, or people who are much shorter than him who he has a significant reach advantage against. Now, he's fighting people who are his peers, of his own generation, of similar or better skill level, and you can see that he can no longer just breeze through people like he did. Not because of motivation. It has nothing to do with motivation. So, these are the reasons behind Conor's current losses. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your day.